today to talk about the new moon in Virgo. So it is new moon time again, and the themes, the zodiac signs have shifted. We were in a story before with the Leo Aquarius energy, and we had 2 full moons in those signs and then a new moon in Leo. So we've moved on now kind of from that story, and we're building upon it in a new energy. So to recap briefly, so we know what we've come from. We came from a cycle of really needing to step into Leo, our heart, our authenticity, and really to listen to that and not be influenced by others, society, another person, whatever it might be, trying to fit in. Kind of getting away from that kind of energy and more like, okay, what do I want and what do I really feel? And ending some old cycles with that kind of energy and lessons, and kind of a big turning point. And so now we're in the Virgo energy. And now, so we want to hold on to that. We still don't, want to cave. We don't want to do what other people want us to do, or, not listen to our heart. We want to still follow our heart. We want to be authentic. But now we're in an earthy energy of Virgo, and this is about moving forward, building the life we want step by step. So Virgo is about the details. So it's kind of the earth sign that rules the little things, but we're still building very much in reality, what we want now. It just might be little steps getting there. So this new moon now brings us a new beginning with Virgo energy, and so we all are moving forward in some way. We're all having a new beginning, but if it looks small right now, or that it's just little steps getting there, that's okay. Virgo is about the little steps, so don't be so discouraged if it's not like huge things right now. All the little steps lead you to where you want to be, and so that is the Virgo energy, and it's earthy, new beginning kind of energy it's bringing us. And Virgo also has to do with health and healthiness. So I think it's important too, as we move forward, that we're step by step building a life that's healthier for us. So it's important to focus on that, and health isn't just our bodies, but that may resonate right now with the Virgo energy as well. It's all sorts of things, some jobs aren't healthy for us, relationships sometimes aren't healthy for us, a place might not be healthy for us. So whatever we're building now, probably what's more in our heart, and authentic from the Leo season, is also probably what's healthier for us. So that's another element of what to focus on building, and that's healthy things. But Virgo does also remind us about our physical health and our body, and good self-care and good ways of taking care of ourselves. So I think it's important as we're building, new things step by step and moving forward, to take care of ourselves. So this is not the time to work so hard you forget to, take care of yourself or neglect your body. This is a time to, no matter where this is hitting you, it's a good idea to get healthier physically. So if you're not eating right, perhaps you're eating things that aren't good for you, or perhaps even like you don't even have a good eating schedule, or you kind of let yourself starve during a time you don't want to, or something like that. This might be the time to reorganize that, get back into touch with feeding yourself not only good things, but also like in good timing, like not pushing that aside and thinking it's unimportant, or this could be about exercise. Perhaps you neglected your body and your body needs to move, or maybe it needs fresh air or something like that. Like, don't forget those needs as well. And don't forget what else might you need that's healthy. Sleep schedule, maybe if you've been neglecting sleep, that's not good for you, or it can be all sorts of things, and sometimes even just being too stressed out or an overwhelming environment isn't healthy for you, or perhaps having some downtime or meditation time is good for your body to de-stress and connect more to spirit. So there are other things that can be healthy that aren't super body related, but I would say it is a good time, no matter where it's hitting you, to make sure your body is healthy, that you're taking care of it right, that your routines are good, and that you just have self-care time, but also the other things in your life are healthy, because Virgo is about health. So I think that is, since Virgo is about the little details that make up a bigger thing, I think part of that is that taking care of ourselves, it does help, any aspect of our life turn out better in the end. So don't neglect those things during Virgo season. And there's so many aspects happening around the new moon, so I will dive into all of them. The one that is actually hitting the new moon itself is and it's exact, so it's super powerful, is a trine to Uranus and Taurus. So this is positive because it's a trine, it's flowing, and Uranus is about change. So this is definitely a time of big change, but it's positive change. Again, I think it's changed those step by step, but it is freeing us up. So step by step moving towards being freed up. Maybe you need freedom from something. Maybe you're just kind of stagnant and need some things to change. That's definitely happening. Again, I think it is big change, but I think with Virgo, it happens in stages, and the little things sometimes add up to the big change. And Uranus and Taurus, I mentioned this before, I think Taurus is a very stable energy, but on its negative side, it can get stagnant. So I definitely think Uranus and Taurus helps us remove things that we're maybe really stuck on or really comfortable if it lasted a long time, but it's stagnant. And so Uranus can help us be free from those things. And sometimes you don't want to be free, but when it's a trine like this, it might be welcome. Perhaps you do feel like that and you don't know how to get out of it. So perhaps this new moon will help you with the little steps, the little details to get out of that. So I think most people, because it's a trine, will find this welcome. There's always those that have more trouble with change. But that aspect of the new moon is positive and helpful and feels free and feels like building little by little something new in our reality that is not stagnant. Because even if you're someone who gets really comfortable in something, I think stagnant energy, especially in this case, it doesn't feel good, and I don't think we want to be there, because I think it might feel more stuck to more people. So that's why I think the Uranus energy is a good one, because I think it feels good to get unstuck. So sometimes when it's a square, it could be like, but I don't know if I was ready to let that go, or I was comfortable. But I think this is more like, maybe in some respect, you do feel stuck and it doesn't feel good. And it does feel like old news, and you would like some change, some freedom. So it's a positive freedom change, bit by bit kind of energy, shaking up the stagnation. And I think it's a welcome energy. And what else? And then the other aspects are not to the new moon itself, but happening at the same time around it. And 2 Venus is making, and 1 Mars is making. So Venus making a good aspect and a bad aspect. Or I guess there's no good or bad. It's just like, is it tough or is it easy? So it's making a flowing aspect, a trine to Uranus, or not Uranus, Jupiter in Aquarius. And that's really positive, expansive. And then Venus is making a tough aspect to Pluto, a square. So there's lots going on there. And then Mars is making positive aspect, a trine to Pluto. So if you see with the new moon, we got 3 trines. So it's mostly pretty flowing, right? It's mostly flowing us forward with ease. Like to the new moon itself with Uranus. Venus is making an easy thing. Mars is making an easy thing. But then there's a tough one with Venus, and we'll dissect these aspects. So let's talk about Venus first. Venus is in Libra right now, so it is no longer, so we're not just dealing with Virgo energy right now. We have moved on, into other territory. We do have some Libra energy now as well. And so Venus in Libra is square Pluto in Capricorn and trine Jupiter in Aquarius. I will tell you one thing, there's definitely growth that wants to happen. There are changes that want to happen and growth in your life, but there is a tough thing and a positive one. So we'll start with the tough. Jupiter in Libra square Pluto in Capricorn. That might mean something needs to end, something needs to be let go of. Pluto is often the end, but it also can just bring up some tension. So with Venus in Libra, and Venus is at home in Libra, it's a beautiful energy, likes it there. We want peace in our lives, we want balance, we want fairness in our relations with other people, you know, a give and a take, a compromise, all of these types of things. Venus also wants beauty and love and, you know, some lovely things. And at square to Pluto and Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn brings up structures that need to end. But Pluto also brings out power, so there can be power struggles and things out of balance. So this might bring up things out of balance. Can bring up power struggles in relationships. So the power balance is not fair and equal like Venus in Libra wants. So there might be some power struggles. So there might be some tough moments, but it's for change. It's to see, okay, what structures need to go, and this could be different things. This could, and definitely not about people, but there could be some other structure in your life that's just not promoting the Venus love, beauty, balance, fairness thing in your life. So it could be a bit different for some people, but definitely it could be a person, it could be a relationship with a person, any type of relationship. Of course, Venus does bring up romance a lot, but this could be any type of relationship. Where the power balance is off and there's not balance and harmony, and it's like, ooh, that person is not resonating, they, you know, we gotta let them go. Or it could just be a dynamic within something where it's like, okay, our power balance is off, we're doing things in an old way, it's not fair, it's not equal, we gotta change it. So that's like a rearrangement, but maybe not an ending. And also there might be like some boundaries too, you know, that need to be put up perhaps to maintain the peace and harmony, like a new structure, a new boundary that's like, okay, we need some peace and balance here because things are not fair. So there's something that needs to end, something, you know, or that needs to be redone, transformed, an old structure for the peace and balance, harmony, all of that. Because Venus also is trine Jupiter, so it ultimately wants to grow. There are opportunities, there's luck, there's beautiful relationships, you know, that's a really positive thing for relationships with people. Definitely promoting ones that are not only equal and peaceful and harmonious and all that, but also with Aquarius just very much supporting everyone. That's a very equal energy, I guess, too. But yeah, supporting everyone with their own uniqueness in a positive way. So you've sometimes heard me talk about Aquarius in a negative way because we had a lot of that last month. But this is a good one. This is where like everyone's supportive for their unique differences. Everyone's equal, and then with the Libra, everyone's like balanced and compromising and all of that. So that's the type of relationships we want to have with people, and that's available right now. But, you know, maybe to get there, we have to release someone that's not that. So we, you know, draw in instead the better kind of relationship. Or we need to change the dynamic so it can be like that. Stuff like that. Or we need to set a boundary saying, like, I don't allow in this kind of power tripping, non-balanced type of relationship. And then it opens you up all of a sudden to, you know, better relationships and stuff like that. And yeah, so there is a lot of growth, there's a lot of expansion, but sometimes it involves the ending of something. So that is showing that that is happening right now. And Venus trine Jupiter, also wonderful for creating. You know, Venus is beauty, it is art, and trining Jupiter, that could be very, very creative, an abundance of creativity, making things beautiful, you know, very much that. So it's not just great relationship energy, people energy, and like love energy. It's also like a lot of love and heart energy. It's a lot of beauty and art and creation. Venus is also abundance, money, and Taurus is too. Actually, there is a lot of positive money stuff right now, but Venus is square Pluto, so Let's see what that. With Uranus trining the new moon in Virgo, because it's very material energy, and Taurus can sometimes be money. There could be some unexpected positive money things for some people. Definitely just the material world. It looks like positive changes in the material world. And then Venus trine Jupiter, that could, it's just an abundant feeling, a loving feeling, but that could be something lucky or abundant as well. But with Venus or Pluto, there also might be an ending of something. Money-wise, there can be, because it's Jupiter and Pluto, it could be this mix of like, oh, this old way of making money wasn't good or needed to end or did end, but it's okay because there's another way now. So yeah, overall I think it's good, but there could be an ending. There could be endings of some sort. And some power struggles, but you just have to see there are positive aspects to abundance though, so I think there are other ways it will come in, so don't worry. This could also be, I'm getting the hit on this right now. This might be more collective, but kind of though as an individual how you're relating to the collective, because anytime I talk about the outer planets, especially in recent times, they really often have to do with the collective. So Pluto in Capricorn represents the old structures in society that need to end, and that's why last year with all the Capricorn energy, like it did end. And then the Aquarius energy is more like a new energy that's available to build. So Jupiter and Aquarius could be part of like a positive new expansion now that's available. So this might be about like even checking in with yourself. Like if we're talking about money now, like maybe you were making money in like an old world way, like an old structure way, and that wasn't good. So now it's like about discovering what is the new world way of making money in abundance. And also relationships. Oh, this could have to do with all the Venus themes too. So also the old world style relationships that weren't healthy in the old structures, and finding new ones. And same with just your creative energy, what you are creating now can have more potential, honestly, than in the old limited structure. So there is a reminder, and I don't know if there'll be like collective stuff going on or not, but there is a reminder that the old world doesn't work anymore, and we need to still let it go, and we need to be growing, definitely growing. And with the Taurus energy as well, with Uranus, another outer planet, we need to change. We need to be changing, and we need to be expanding. Then we don't want, to fall back into the old world. So that's a reminder on a personal level with the way you're going about things, because you're part of that. And also just as a whole, we might see stuff where there might be tension with some old things, and it's like, no, that doesn't work anymore. And there also could be some good stuff on them, so that's definitely a reminder as well, and one that I will keep bringing up because I think it's so important. Doing this work and talking to people like you who I'm sure are more aware, more conscious. We are in a time of huge change. Looking at this astrologically, like it's just off the charts huge, and I can't say that enough. And really an old way of being, old structures did end, and I think you will see some people try to cling on to that or try to like keep that going, like Capricorn kind of stuff that we need to end, because it still can exist, but that's not what's supposed to be right now. We're supposed to be growing and having like a new energy, a new vibration, kind of, some people call it like ascending or new earth, like whatever you want to call it. There's a new way right now. The old way did kind of end, but it still is. Pluto is still in Capricorn. It's still tearing stuff down, but last year kind of was like the peak of it. And right now we need to grow. So as individuals, it's important that you recognize that. I feel like that's a really important message for me to give everyone. And this new moon's another opportunity to do that, looking at this energy, to remember that. So maybe don't buy in so much into the old way. And it's difficult. There's no roadmap going forward, but it's also very exciting because now anything is possible, and you can decide what is a healthier way, that Virgo energy of doing things, of everything. So you can ask yourself, what's a better way of doing relationships? And maybe It wasn't the way we used to do things, or maybe they were just really unhealthy. So now, what's a new way, or what's a way of making money that's not so like the old way or part of the system or something? Or what is my creative abilities that I felt like I couldn't create the life I wanted before. Now I can, because all of us as individuals are so important right now with the choices we make, even on really little things, with how we do things in a new way. That, yeah, it's just healthier, better, more free, more from the heart, just more authentic. And I think little by little as we do that, that is the change, really. The change is very much on an individual level. So I encourage you all to tap into that energy, and this new moon is another time to do that. And remember that, to let go of the old way, to keep growing into the new, to be open to change, and little by little, create your new life. And by creating your new life, whatever your new path is at the moment, you're kind of helping the collective move in a new direction as well, and helping show people what's possible and not so limited, and not so the old controlled way. So that's that. And then we got Mars trining Pluto, so that's really positive. And so then we got a positive Pluto thing too, so that's good. So it shows not just things are coming to an end, but we're using the Pluto energy to really transform out of the old and really into something new now. And it's very earthy. It's an earth trine with the Virgo and Capricorn. Yeah, it shows we're taking action, Mars, but bit by bit, because it's Virgo. It's not like super fast action. Like if Mars was in Aries, that's home sign, so Mars is not like exactly at its full capacity in Virgo, because it's very minute, but that's what we're doing right now. So it's like we do have the power to transform and make positive changes and really just move forward and take action just little by little. So that's a very powerful dynamic kind of thing we have going on, and there's a lot of power behind it, but it is the little by little energy, and it does support fully transmuting the old and moving forward. So I think that's really good. So that's why I think the Venus square Pluto, it might bring up some stuff, but it's the only hard one in a lot of positive aspects. And I love that there is a positive aspect to Pluto. So it's not just like we need to end things, but it gives us this power, this action, this little by little movement forward to transmute, to rise out of the ashes, to, just kind of let go of that old energy, to, let it go, transform it, and rise from it, like the phoenix from the ashes, which is that's like my powerful Pluto symbol and Scorpio symbol, because that's the best quality of that energy is transformation. So that's my favorite image for that kind of energy. It's a really powerful new moon, actually. And I think overall really positive, but there's a lot going on with it. We do have a retrograde, Mercury retrograde at the end of this month, so we will be approaching soon a time where we are going to need to take a step back and not really start new things or end things. So do that's coming, and don't be alarmed. Everything will be in divine timing for you wherever you're at in your journey. So, but right now we are still moving forward. It's just a little by little with the Virgo, but there's a lot of change, a lot of power, and a lot of positivity behind it. So don't underestimate that change, and keep doing those little things until, and I'll let you know when it happens, until the very end of the month when Mercury goes retrograde, and then it will be kind of a different energy we're in. But right now, until that point, keep doing the little things. They're powerful, and keep choosing the new world, the new way, and letting go of the old, and letting go of things that don't resonate, that aren't in balance. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say about the astrology. And now I did this last time, but then I haven't again, so I feel like I want to talk about it again. But in my last full moon video, I talked about the ends of like animal signs I got, and I felt like they were kind of for everyone. And then I got another one today that was kind of bizarre. But this time I'm not quite so sure if it's like a message for everyone. I mean, probably, but more it was like a great reminder or an image of some of this energy and what it needs to be like. And I don't know who's knocking on something, but we're gonna forget about it. I hope. There is always a lot of noise in the city, and I always hope that the camera and the video doesn't pick it up too much, but it's a bit noisy here sometimes. So my great symbol / message this time, it's always the insects, but today I saw a little insect I've never seen before. I mean, it was kind of cute, it wasn't that creepy, but I did look him up because I was like, what's that? He was sitting, I've mentioned this before because that's how come I'm getting all these like animal signs and stuff, but I have a window where I took the screen out, and I love it because now I get like butterflies and a hummingbird friend and flowers growing in my window, and I'm just letting nature come right on in. Someone is knocking away. I don't know what that means. Does that mean something? So, yeah, if you think of a meaning for that, I don't know. Maybe it's just people being annoying. But maybe something's knocking to get our attention. So this new insect I found, he was sitting on my fresh cut flowers I had on the table in front of the window, and I looked him up and he was a leaf assassin, and apparently what that means is they're very good for your garden and your plants because they get rid and kill pests, but yeah, they're not like bad for a garden though, so they're helping it, kind of getting rid of annoying things. And he was really little, and he like would hold up his arm, and it seemed like that's how it was like, I don't know, he killed the fly by doing that. I'm not quite sure what's his deal, but he's just kind of sitting there like my little guardian. And I was like, wow, how funny, like, I wonder what that means. And I do think it's a message, first of all, maybe for all of us, that we are protected. I definitely think it's a message of protection as we're moving forward, but also it's like a boundary thing. And so not only did I think maybe this was a good message and resonate with some of you, but it goes with the Venus energy, so the Venus square Pluto, because it's like that. And the plants too, with all the earth energy, definitely makes sense. You're growing things, you know, little by little, your little window garden or your actual garden, whatever, and which is like your life. And there are people and things that don't belong, you know, and you need to put up the boundary, put up your arm, and be like, no, you shall not pass. And so I think there are a lot of boundaries with Venus and Pluto that need to happen. Sometimes it might just be a flat out ending of relationships, and other times it's just not letting people in that are draining or aren't good for you or aren't what you want, that don't resonate. And it could also just be a boundary of perhaps sometimes people just give too much energy to other people, and those people aren't bad. Sometimes you really love those people, but you still maybe give too much of your time, and it doesn't allow you to focus on and build what you're doing. And so sometimes boundaries are bad, but it's not like the person's bad, but it's still in balance, and Venus and Libra wants balance. So boundaries can be really important right now, and that old guy reminded me that not only are we all protected, I think, but people are watching out for us. Our life, the universe, you know, is watching out for us, but to put up boundaries and to not let, you know, like the butterflies and the hummingbirds can come into our garden, but the flies and the pests, like, no. So yeah, so it's important who you let in or not as you are growing your creations and just into your sacred space and your energy. And so there's a lot about that right now in the astrology, and so I just thought he was a wonderful little